Alright, I'm back. We got this crazy ass label right here. Definitely some odd shit going on. It's called the 21 Beers of Bad Luck. Bayside in collaboration with Beer Zombies Brewing Company. Double dry hopped hazy double IPA. Get a look at that there. That's a mouthful. 21 Beers of Bad Luck. Okay. It looks like we got like some sort of ram skull floating head. Maybe like a dude falling down. Astronaut with a with a bird in its fucking view. We got the little anarchy going on in his hands, and then the opposite on the other side. 9.1 ABV, and there's all of that. Okay. Don't know what's going on with this one, and I've never had anything from Bayside or from, who the hell was the other one? Oh, Beer Zombies. Haven't had anything from either of them. So this is gonna be something new. Something new. Hopefully something interesting and tasty. Let's go ahead and set that to the side. And this is what we're looking at here. Kind of a bright orange hue. Nice bright white head. It smells kind of malty sweet. Just being honest. Didn't get a whole... Yeah, there's a little bit of citrus underneath that. I'm not going to lie. There is a little bit of citrus under there. Okay. Alright, so better than I thought it was going to be. It does have a strong malt presence, so it's sweet and malty. But there's kind of like this like orange sherbet, creamy texture and taste. But then there's more zingy, tangy citruses on top of that. So you get kind of like the sweet orange sherbet taste, but then you also get more zingy citrus notes on top of that. Not real piney, not resinous, not dank. It's good. It's good. Okay, today we're going to be using Løthur. Commonly referred to as Løthur, but I think it's Løthur. And this one is Dave. That is the scent. That is the packaging. I have used this before, but the difference this time is that this is V2. So we're going to be using V2. Don't know what the actual ingredient change was, but I know that he made a change. I think it was to like increase the scent strength a touch. I think it was to make the soap a little bit firmer, if I remember correctly, and a little bit more dense, if I remember correctly. I'm sure the Løthur fanboys will be in the comment section absolutely lighting me up for not knowing every detail, but I don't give a shit. Here is a look at our lather we're using today. I took an extreme amount of time to make sure that I had the absolute best that I could possibly get out of this Løthur soap. I took way more time than I usually do. I used my favorite shaving bowl. I'm using my favorite shaving brush with my favorite shaving badger knot. I'm giving this the best chance in the world to be the the best performance it can have. I did not load heavier than normal, but I loaded the same as normal, and I took a screenshot of it, or I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll include that in today's video just so you can kind of see. I call it an almond size amount of soap, and I basically have this sample spoon that I got from an ice cream shop and it's almost like the perfect soap scoop. And maybe I'll try to splice it into this video if I don't get too lazy so you could see the picture. But if not, I'll put it up on Instagram or something like that. Just so you can get an idea. Anyhow, so I want to give this V2 the best chance in the world for it to be performing at its highest level, because everybody and their dog gushes over Løthur, and I am a hater. It's like, when people start gushing like that, I'm like, why are you guys talking about a brand like that so fucking much? Just fucking give it a rest already. There's so many brands out there available. So this is me coming clean. I see all this Løthur love, and I'm Scrooge McDucking it. I'm like, just fucking use something else for a little while. I'm just being honest. And you know what? My interactions with Johnny, which are very few, but they've been pleasant. The dude seems like a cool guy. And he obviously worked hard to get a product that people love. So I'm not trying to shit on his hard work whatsoever. And actually, he was very receptive to my feedback on that V1. I was one of the very few people that kind of said it very openly that I wasn't impressed by the V1 soap. It didn't blow my socks off in any way that any of the other top artisans right now haven't done. It didn't, you know what I mean? It was just another great soap, in my opinion. It wasn't instantly the best. You know what I mean? Before a honeymoon phase could even be taken. I just said my piece about it. He was very receptive and told me, you know, what he planned on doing with V2. And seems like people loved it. I just hadn't got around to using V2 until now. So now is when I'll give my impressions on it. I took probably about 20 minutes making this lather. Now, it wasn't like a hard, dedicated, like grueling 20 minutes of lather making. It was just kind of like I was watching shaving videos in the background, and I was just slowly, really, really slowly, incrementally adding water. Lots of agitation, getting rid of the small bubbles, and just watching to make sure I wasn't going too far. So I just really took my time with today's lather, and it does look nice. Cannot lie about that. It does look like a nice lather. Today we're going to be using the Razorock Hawk in V3. This is a sexy artist club style razor, and it has, I think this is called the super knurl handle. They have different handle options. This one is the best looking one in my opinion. Let's go ahead and take this off. We'll load a blade in, and this video might go long just because I'm going to be talking a lot and giving a lot of impressions. This is also the first time I'm going to be using these Captain Pink blades. It comes in a little injector like this, except we won't be injecting anything today. We're just going to slide a blade out. So we pulled this over, get on the back side of the blade, and then we'll just push it forward. Blade comes out, and that's that. We'll go ahead and sit the blade on the bottom cap here, making sure to face it the right direction, because I have got a laugh out of watching other people who have faced it the wrong direction in the past and then watching them kind of figure that out. Perhaps I should have done this off camera, but we'll get through it. It might just be a longer video than normal. Okay. Doing things on video definitely is fun. Okay, so there we go. Blade loaded up. Never used the Captain Pink blades before. Never used Løthur V2 before. I do remember with V1, I remember thinking, this is a good soap, no doubt. Didn't quite have the density that I enjoy. I really like density, not for performance purposes. I don't really think density aids in the shave. And I've talked about this a lot. But I don't really think density aids in the shave. But I do think it adds a luxurious element to the shave. And it really enhances my enjoyment. So I kind of wanted more density to the lather. And then, you know me, trademark bold and bangin'. That's my like signature statement there. And the scent strength on V1 was just too low for my liking. I am not a fan of light scent strength. And so I also let that be known that I didn't like the scent strength. And I'm happy to report that the scent strength does seem to be up a notch. I'd say it's right around medium, like 5 out of 10. Not bold and banging, but definitely at a spot where I can't, I wouldn't be able to bitch about the scent strength because it's there. So 5 out of 10, right at medium. Can't complain about that. Definitely is a very nice scent too. It kind of reminds me of Noble Otter's Teint Noir at Vanille because they do share some scent notes. But if you took the raspberry out, or not raspberry, if you took the strawberry note out of Teint Noir at Vanille, then it would be closer to what Dave smells like. A very wonderful year-round scent, in my opinion. Like, this is one that could be worn on all occasions. It's not necessarily sexy, but it's unoffensive, and it's like a casual banger. And I love using, that's another one of my trademark terms, casual banger. It's one that, for casual wear, and kind of an all-purpose fragrance, this one is definitely a good one. And I do like the scent on Dave quite a bit. I'm happy that it's now at medium and I can enjoy it. I'm not having to like hold the brush up to my nose in order to get a whiff of it. It's just constantly there, but at a little bit lower, scent strength than I would prefer. But it's constantly there, so I can't complain about that. Lather's holding up into pass 2. It's been about 13 minutes now. Lather seems to be holding up just fine. The scent notes on it are citrus, fruity, Darjeeling tea, not familiar with that, white jasmine, woody Assam, and powdery iris root. So, good stuff there. We got plenty of lather in the bowl, which is a good sign because, like I said, I didn't necessarily load heavy. I just loaded normal, and I'm using my favorite shaving bowl, my favorite brush, my favorite badger knot. So items that I'm very familiar with, the way that they act. This particular badger knot is not a lather hog. It's not super dense, so it will allow lather to come out. And it's just real good all together. And I have plenty of lather, like straight up, definitely have enough for another pass if I were to need it. But I usually just do 2 passes, one with, one against, call it good. All right, against the grain. Now that we're getting into pass 2, I'll talk a little bit more how the blade felt. On pass 1, it felt absolutely smooth. the V3 Hawk is known to be a somewhat mild to medium shaver, good for most regular beard densities. It's definitely not super efficient, but definitely kind of in the medium efficiency, but a very smooth razor, very smooth experience with this one. Lines look good. Now against the grain, on the cheeks, I was definitely feeling a little bit when I would hit some heavier growth areas. So let's see how it feels on the neck. This will really give me more telltale. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely kind of feel when it's in higher growth areas, but it's definitely sharp enough to get the job done. It's a razor blade after all. I don't know if I like this blade more than the Feather Professionals that I use, or the Schick Proline P30s that I use often. I don't think, at least not on this first impression, I don't think I like it more than those blades. But it's another blade in my arsenal, and it looks like it's given me a nice shave today. And it wasn't bad, so that's a good thing. There's not going to be any need to get rid of these blades. So very nice. I think the residual slickness can be improved a little bit, but there's definitely some there to get the job done. And in all honesty, residual slickness isn't it's not really imperative to have residual slickness. It's just another luxury bit. It enhances the experience when you have crazy, insane residual slickness, but it's not necessary. It's just not necessary. Especially when you have a trained hand and you've got some experience under your belt and your technique is sound. Residual slickness at that point is just kind of an afterthought. But it's something that I noted right there as I was doing kind of like that pickup, across little bits across the grain. I kind of noticed that I could use a little bit more. Didn't quite feel as smooth across the skin when doing that little bit of pickups where the lather had already been removed. But that's about it. It was easy to lather. I think in the future, I'm probably going to inject a lot more water a lot faster, because I'm not going to take fucking 20 minutes to make a lather every time. That's just not happening. So I'll sacrifice a bit of lather quality to save some time. And I know 20 minutes wasn't necessary. I was just taking my time, giving this V2 all the chances in the world to perform highly. And it did. On impression number 1, definitely not the best soap I've ever used, but it's a damn fine soap, and that's something to be proud of. A Lancaster V2. Or not Lancaster V2, Lancaster Red V2. This is the deep red black sheep towel. And I think with more use of the Løthur V2 soap base, I'll get more familiar with it, and perhaps I'll eke out a little bit more performance out of it. But first impressions, good shit. That was to be expected. People can't really gush about a product the way that the goddamn shave community gushes about Løthur. without it being good shit. And so let's go ahead and conclude this wonderful shave with the Løthur Aftershave Splash, which this is a new product to the line. So this will also be my first time using this product. There's a look at the ingredients and label. I do dig the Murdered Out all black bottle. I do dig that. Give it a nice shake. And I know the Løthur fanboys are going to be like, oh, you don't need to shake Løthur Aftershave Splash. I don't give a fuck. Shaking aftershaves is something that is ritual. Happy to see an industry standard quality restrictor right there. And it looks like we got a clear, not hazy liquid. It does feel like it has some nice viscosity to it. And it looks like it gets a little sudsy when slathered on the hands there. Ooh, this one goes on thick. Definitely a little bit viscous. Goes on thick. But I bet you, I've had good experience with aftershaves that feel like this in the past. They go on thick, but when they dry down, when they dry into your skin, they usually leave your skin feeling phenomenal. And I have heard good things about this aftershave splash. And since I generally have dry as fuck skin, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on my whole forehead, the whole 9 yards. So if you were wondering what the fuck is he doing, that's what the fuck I was doing. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I had a very enjoyable shave. Don't kill me. I told you in the onset, I'm a hater. Alright, good shit, Johnny. That was a good soap base right there. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.